Good evening, good evening, good evening, and we are back again. Hello, everybody. We are Eddie,
Tyra. Latanya.
and together we are Regal Love, a married, functioning, black, polyamorous triad who currently reside in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We try to come to you guys every week to give a little insight and some positive uh, examples as to what being black and polyamorous is about. This week, hey, meat. Thank you, honey. Happy Thanksgiving to you. As a matter of fact, happy Thanksgiving to you all. We understand that right now, most of you guys are probably in the kitchen whipping something up. Getting ready for tomorrow and everything. So we appreciate y'all for just tuning in and checking us out, even if it's just for a couple minutes. We really appreciate you guys. Shatik, happy Thanksgiving to you too as well. Thank you. Hmm? Yeah, Heather's meat. That's my niece.
Oh, okay. I just didn't hear the name Heather.
Yeah, Heather's my niece meat. Tonight there's a couple topics I did want to touch on. One, not so easy to talk about, and it is a very hot button issue, and it's going to spark a lot of debate. But the other is a little more geared towards what we are actually about. Our mission statement is PolyTalk, so we definitely want to talk about polyamorous principles and polyamorous dynamics. But at the core of being polyamorous, to whichever subsection you subscribe to, one of the things that is becoming most prevalent is our mental stability, our mental health, and because that has been a personal project for me for the past so long. I'm realizing that a lot of my mental health, my mental stability, and all these things are byproducts of my childhood, my upbringing, the influences that I had, the opportunities I was afforded. I compare, of course, my life to the lives of others around me, the way that they were influenced growing up, the things that they were exposed to and or denied versus the things that I was exposed to that they were denied. So I recognize the vast differences in the way we look at things. I have some very, very close friends. I mean, guys that I've been friends with 30 plus years. We've all grown up together. We've all enjoyed each other's families, because that's how we deal with each other. We deal with each other as family. But because we all have our own influences and the different things that shape us to be who we are, they think very, very differently than I do. We did have some of the same exposures, but we had a lot of others that really just never lined up together. So one of the poly side of things I wanted to talk about tonight was the actual point of polyamory. Polyamory, the word itself, is Greek and Latin origin. Poly meaning many, loose Latin, amory meaning love, which is the umbrella for polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, and all those other subsections. But the umbrella is, of course, polyamory. So with that being the case, if we're all in the same quest to be able to love as openly and honestly as we possibly can, why are we finding so many problems? Why are so many people running into roadblocks, running into other people who are at the very least claiming to be polyamorous, and then you get involved with them and they are still injecting remarkably toxic monogamous principles into what is supposed to be a freer, more accepting polyamorous situation. Um, One of the things that I actually I came to understand through conversations with different people that I speak to,
Okay.
and as I say often, we I try to speak to a lot of people with varying opinions and vantage points, social upbringings, economic classes, all of it. I have millionaire friends and I got welfare recipient friends. So, and I have a little bit of everything sprinkled in between. So I get a great perspective, a broad perspective when it comes to how people look at these things, and I try to consolidate as much of the information as I gather and kind of bring it to everybody, and hopefully I can present it in a way that it can actually be used. But what I came to understand again through conversations, when we have the conversation, say polyamory, men focus on the poly, we focus on the many, as many as we can get in there. Come on, let's pile the plate because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So we're gonna pile that plate up. We're gonna get a whole lot on that plate. We're gonna find a way that we're gonna work with this big ass plate. Women, when y'all think polyamory, average, again, because I don't want to offend anybody, the average woman, when she thinks polyamory, she's thinking the love. She's thinking that the love should be equally distributed through the relationship. So we start off almost unwittingly at the wrong end of the same situation. As men, of course, we want to be in control. We are you writing down? Okay. We want to be in control. We want to be the ones who created the energy or the atmosphere or allowed the position to be had by someone else to facilitate this life. So we want to beat our chest. We're in control. We're running things. Ladies, from all the information I've gathered, again, I want to be fair. You are really just looking for that companion, that co-conspirator, such as it is, this other woman who is going to help you love your man and create this wonderful sisterhood bond with her at the same time. Well, we're both right and we're both wrong, male and female both. Again, I'm kind of using the averages here. I'm sure that there are more than enough people who are on this live right now who have varied perspectives and they just don't agree with me.
How do you define balance between the two without making anyone uncomfortable?
Asking me, the balance kind of finds itself. I say this all the time.
Natural effect.
I have grown women. Okay, they're mature. They're responsible for themselves. So I don't have anybody who is overtly needy. I'm talking about needy just for the sake of being needy. So that the balance strikes itself. When they have a need, I'm very fortunate that both of them know how to self-correct and both of them know how to take care of themselves. But when they allow me to be the man, to be their king, then I step in and I do whatever that I'm positioned to do. But the rest of the time it's just about it's about being accepting. We try to be as open and accommodating with each other as possible. You know, everybody watching has been in some version of a relationship. So when it's just one on one, just two people, life gets in the way. So you really think life gets easier when it's three? It's time consuming. It's emotionally draining at times. But in most cases, it replenishes itself with the reward of understanding that love is taking care of us. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like we take care of each other. I feel like we take care of love and then love takes care of us. I recognize that we have, and it's been said to us, we have a different perspective as to the way we focus on polyamory. We really do try to focus on the amory side. The love is the most important part for us. If Tyra and Tanya only liked each other, we couldn't be us. We just couldn't. It would work, no doubt. We could probably live a long and happy life just like that. But because they do love each other, it makes life fuller. I feel, again, in most cases, I am speaking my opinion. So please just bear with it if you don't agree. It is only my opinion. I'm not writing this in stone anywhere. It is just my opinion. I feel that when you allow every party to build their own relationship and you do your best to just kind of allow things to happen as the catchphrase goes, as organically as possible, then you don't have to worry about, to tie it back to the original question, I'm sorry, you don't have to worry about balancing so much, because again, you take care of love. You are responsible with the love that you are given, and that love in return will take care of you and the people that you share that love with. That's the way it makes the most sense to us. Anything?
Question yet. Well, Misha was asking what we were talking about, but I already answered it.
Okay. Like I said, the talking point that I wanted to cover, the original was polyamory and the way that we look at it. Men, we see it as poly, meaning multiple. Women, you see the amory, meaning the love. And we have got to find a way to kind of bridge that gap easier, better, smoother, so we can all end up where we ultimately say we want to be. I watch dynamics fall apart from actions not matching words. They come in and they say that we're all going to be equal in this, and your opinion is just as important as mine, and everything that we do, you're entitled to, and this, that, and the third. You are as much a part of us as we are. And then when it comes to the actual application of that, it turns into, well, you haven't been here as long as I have, or that's my man, and we're just allowing you to be a part of this. Yes, I have been. I've heard these stories from people. So with that being the case, the words aren't matching the actions. We want to be I don't know if I really want to say that. I'll say this because I don't know I really want to say that. To put yourself in a position to be where you want to be, you have to have a clear mental picture of where you're trying to be. I've heard it said over the past week or so about how people are constantly saying how they want to be in a poly relationship, but then when you ask them why or what do they intend to invest to create this poly relationship, there's never a real answer. So I'm going to step in here and I'm going to start asking my own versions of questions, because I think it's important for me to understand, because I want to, of course, be as helpful as possible as we can be here, because that's why we come here every week, because we're trying to offer some support, some help in situations that don't usually get that support or help. Let's see. Hello, Dominique.
Hi, Uncle
Misha. Is that my uncle? That's my favorite sexy uncle there. Hey, Uncle. Let's see. Of course, folks, we are always open for questions. Whatever it is you feel. Again, we do ask that you respect our boundaries, and our boundary is we prefer not to discuss sex. We're all grown. We all have sex. Y'all know we're having sex. Stop acting like that. But we do want to talk about the things that contribute to the longevity of the relationship. For those who don't know, this is 3 years.
Okay, if one person seems into the other more than the unit, how do you change the outlook? I agree what you're saying, Eddie, right now is true.
How do you change? I like that wording. How do you change the outlook? I really like that wording. The outlook is one connection may just be more natural than the other. And just accept that as is. It is not necessarily to say one likes the other more. It's just different. It is a connection that's more familiar. That goes so far as to say, if you play Xbox and your partner plays PlayStation, and then you bring somebody else in and they play PlayStation, yeah, them and your partner are going to have more in common. I mean, that's just the way it's going to work. Bless you, honey.
Thank you.
So that's just the way that's going to work. So you have to understand that some connections are going to forge a lot easier and a lot stronger. The connection between me and Tanya was definitely much more solid for the first year and a half, 2 years, no exaggeration, before the strength of Tyra and Tanya's relationship kicked in, because it was more natural for me and Tanya to have that connection. Same age group, we grew up around the same people, we know a bunch of the same folks, we hung out in a bunch of the same places. Whereas Tyra and I didn't share those experiences. I grew to love Tyra over time, and it was a wonderful process to actually learn love. That's not something we get the opportunity to do, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of that a little bit later.
I got this one. Misha asks, how does it work with kids in the mix? Well, for us, it works just fine. It works more naturally because the reason I'm answering is because I have the youngest of our children, and he's still at home with us, and he understands that it's nothing but love. He understands that we love each other. He understands that everybody loves him. So he feels that he has more love around him. So that helps out a lot too, because he literally has his own village to raise that child. Anybody else got anything on that one?
No, I got it.
How long did y'all date before you made the step of commitment? like a weekend?
Yeah, really. It felt. I don't know if we literally dated. I think that we instantaneously connected.
We still
really
date.
Did. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, we do still date, but I don't think there was a dating process such as it is. It just fit. It just worked.
It was a natural connection. So,
Kristen Fielder, how long have you guys been together? You did?
Yeah, because that question came out right after you answered it already.
Oh, okay.
Hey, LaShonda.
Hi, honey.
Right, but if she favors him, it seems like you're starving for attention, in other words, being forced.
Okay, India, to address what you're speaking on. So I have to ask the question because it doesn't, the way that I'm understanding it, I have a blank spot. So was something taken from you to be given to somebody else? Or is it that you are watching all of this energy be created for somebody else and you want that energy created for you? So I'm asking that as a question. I'm sorry. I hope it made sense. Please take your time and respond as you see fit. Charles Chuckburger Milford. How can I convince my girlfriend to become a member of the poly family? You can't. Reality. You can't.
She has to want it too.
If it's not a part of who she is, wasting time. That's like asking a white woman to be a sister. Can't happen. You can dress them up and put them in the right clothes and all the other crap, but she will never, ever be a sister. So that's just the way that works. You can't force somebody to be or manipulate them or con them for you. She may at the very least make an attempt and put some energy into it, but that'll be for you. That will not be because it's what she wants. So you have to understand that if you want true happiness, you got to find components that fit into what you believe happiness is. Mr. Roberts, what's happening, brother? Happy holidays to you, my guy. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. They're having another conversation. I was like, what am I missing here? All right. Yeah. Let's see. The core conversation tonight is the way that men and women look at polyamory different. Men look at polyamory from the front. Poly meaning many. Women look at polyamory from the back. Amory meaning love. I feel that it's one of the biggest problems that we're having is we're looking at the same thing from a different perspective, and we're not having an open dialogue to confirm what each other is seeing. I've had occasion to have a conversation this week with a couple, and the wife was remarking as to how she felt that the relationship that he was building, he valued more than the relationship he had. And I tried to get her to understand that the reality of that is he was under the impression that you were secure in the relationship that y'all already have, that you own, that you've invested in, that you made. He was under the impression that you were already secure in that, in the fact that that would grant him the opportunity to explore this new relationship. And you understanding that your position is rock solid. It was never supposed to be a competition, ever. That was never supposed to happen in any event. Everybody was supposed to be able to melt into each other to create a new thing, as opposed to it, well, yours is bigger than mine, or yours is heavier than mine, or yours is longer than mine, or whatever. It doesn't have to be a pissing contest to find out who's in front. Because as with everything, if it is a matter of perspective, then your perspective changes when your viewpoint changes. So it makes the most sense to me to advise that, you know, if you're gonna even invest any mental energy into being in this life and you are the primary partner, make sure that you are secure in who you are. Make sure that you understand beyond all understanding that you are the primary partner. Why are you putting yourself in competition with somebody that you agreed to? The first time that Tyra would rephrase, if there was ever to be a time that Tyra came to me and said, I'm not comfortable with this, I'm not asking no other questions. Whatever this is done. Because I'm starting something here. I'm not going to end something here to start over there. That don't make no sense because the here works. I know here works. So why am I going to fuck up here? Excuse my language. I promise I wasn't going to cuss too much. But I'm not trying to mess up home for the vacation house. Because I haven't had the opportunity to get comfortable over there yet. So I don't know if that will sustain me. So I guess, gentlemen, I'm saying this to you more specifically. Make sure the home is solid. Make sure that what you are dealing with from your foundation is a strong foundation.
And make sure whatever you're bringing home fits in home. Because if you don't do that, it'll never work. It's going to feel like it's some kind of competition.
Yes. We're not new to this. No, and we're not trying to be funny. We're not. This relationship, as I said before, this is 3 years running. And
almost 4.
Yeah, running on 4. But and not to sound crass, but you know how many other people have come and gone, didn't make it? Didn't celebrate one anniversary. Not one. So everything is not going to fit. The people that I had in my mind to start out with, they didn't make it. We giggle about this around here. None of us are each other's type. Physically, if we were to be walking down the street, we wouldn't have broken ourselves running across the street to see each other. But the way you learn and you feel love and all of that, boy, stop.
Our energy speaks to each other.
Yeah, no doubt. That's got to be one of the best things about us. The way we can flow through each other is great. And we do it so often. It's boy, y'all don't understand. I wish I could say. I wish I had the words to get you to understand what I'm talking about, man. When you allow yourself just to love so freely and so openly and so responsibly. Because I want to say this, and because I don't want nobody to jump in front of the cart here. Loving responsibly, what goes in with that is don't just accept any damn thing. There's a whole lot of trash out here that's wrapped up real pretty. So take your time and figure out what you really got. Listen, I've been in this lifestyle from polyamory, swinger, all of those non-traditional relationships. I've been in them for almost 30 years now, literally 30 years, 3 decades. That's how long I've been doing this. So with that being the case, again, I've been exposed to a whole lot. But the one thing that I have come to understand more than I understand anything else, there's a lot of people out here that ain't ready for what they claim they want. I have had a conversation with someone who said to me that they wanted to go build their own triad. I thought you just wanted to love some people. I didn't know that you had to have ownership of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Now I feel like I'm just ranting. Somebody else talk to me, man. I need to hear somebody else's here they go. Does she smile over there? LOL. Smile, woman. You know that's for you, woman. Let's see. Love it. Good evening. Misty Petty Betty. That's a mouthful right there. I like that. How are you? Okay, LaShawn, yes. Yes, we know our worth as a couple. I'm sure you do. Maisie Stoner, hey hon, how are you? I love y'all honesty and openness. Well, thank you. We personally feel that that's the absolute best way to be uh, to be able to have this type of connection. Um, we want to. I would love to meet each and every one of y'all. And I don't want to meet each and every one of y'all just on the strength of I want to meet all my poly family, but that is absolute true. I would love to meet each and every one of y'all because I want everybody to this, to feel this energy. If you have ever been in this energy, you will understand how special it really is. And I bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do not specifically believe that it's us exclusively that create this energy. I think it's love that creates this energy. And we have put ourselves in position to just love each other. Not the way we think each other should be, but the way we are. They know how I am. I don't have to pretend that I'm not me. I don't have to act like I'm not this guy. And they're okay with it. They are perfectly fine with it. I find it amazing that they are, but they are. And vice versa. You know, everything about them is not my favorite thing in the world, but I love them. So I accept it. We're not required to like every quality. That's foolish. But if you're going to love somebody, you have to accept it. It's a part of them. And when you share that type of love, when we can say to each other, I don't like the way you do this, or the way you do that bothers my spirit. My energy can't connect to that. Whatever, however you choose your words. And they care enough to be mindful of that behavior. That's important. That's important. Self-correction for the sake of your relationship. It's not a thing that happens often enough, and I think it's being overlooked. I'm constantly trying to check in with them to understand, am I doing right? Because I'm never in love. My truth. I've never been this far in love. So I have no idea what's coming around the corner next. None. All this is new territory for me. I've never been this version of happy. I've never been this version of at peace. So this is all new territory for me. I'm figuring out every second after right now. That's what I'm doing. Every second after right now. I'm just applying everything that I know worked before, and I'm developing brand new philosophies as I'm continuing on with this love that we've created. So it's a constant process. Hey, Erica, yes, ma'am, you are late, but it's good to see you, honey. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Christina Mia Moore, yes, you are Mia Moore. Hi, honey. I hope you're feeling better. Petty Betty, my Polly recently fell. Oh, we are so sorry to read that, sweetie.
I just replied to her, sorry to hear that. Don't give up.
Yes, please don't give up. Listen,
we had a few fall apart, and we moved on, and now we have our forever.
So yeah, that's the move. The mistakes are and
learning experiences.
Yeah, they're learning experiences, and they're tools that you can put into your toolbox. As I said this to Tom one time, and she liked it. Even the failures are tools for your toolbox, and then you take all of those tools and you can build something beautiful. So I think you should not give up. Please, by any means necessary, don't give up. If it means that you just got to start from scratch, cut them all down, start over. There are 7 billion people in this world. I'm pretty sure you can find at the very least 2 other people that like you a whole lot. So don't get too discouraged. Boulders Wayne, you get 2 bless yous. Yes, I do, and thank you. LaShawn, can be a beautiful thing in the right energy connected. Yes.
Thank you, Boulders.
Yes.
I think
yes,
that one was for me
LaShawn.
for sneezing.
Oh yeah, yes. Right.
I get
I'm
double
sorry.
blessed every
Right.
time.
Right. I was behind on that one. Sorry about that. Uh, right. Okay, I read that. Shatik Rahim, best advice for new relationships. Anybody else?
Is that a question or is
That's
that
a
a
question.
comment to what you were saying?
You know what? That's a good question. I thought it was a question.
Because people comment as you're talking.
Right. India Brown, honey, it is not as it is hard. It is hard to find someone who really wants this lifestyle. It is hard. And that is basically because so many people are so miseducated about what this lifestyle is. Part of the reason why we like bringing these videos to you guys. Because the bottom line is most people think that polyamory is an extended threesome. And it is so much more than that. But because we are conditioned to validate our relationships through our physical interactions with people, we put way more priority on the relations than the relationships. So it's a double-edged sword, and it's ugly a lot of times because most people don't even open themselves up to you emotionally till after you've conquered them physically or sex happens. Then they're willing to think about, oh, do I want to love you? Oh, you know how to stroke me right. Well, maybe now I can actually care about you. Which I think is ass backwards in the woods, but it's the way things work most times. So we, like I said, we try to bring a positive example of what just love is. We know a lot of different poly folk, and I know a bunch who focus on crystals and energy. Cool. I know a bunch who focus on the financial side of building through polyamorous connections. Cool. I know people who go way deep into the Hotep spirit of it all. Cool. But that's not our way. Our way is just the old-fashioned love. Love is the thing that we promote. That is the thing that we see as the glue. Again, understanding and respecting that all these other people with these different perspectives as to what the most important part of a polyamorous connection is, they are all right. Every one of them is right. It's just a matter of what you prioritize. Us, we do prioritize how we feel with each other, how we feel around each other, how we feel about each other. That's what our focus is. So that's what we speak on. And I ain't going to tell you how to save money because I don't know how to. I spend money as soon as I get it. Erica, we kind of answered that. How do you balance the love between two other people and know that it's genuine? Oh, you did? All right.
When the love comes naturally, we never have the need to balance. Everything balanced for us without us having to try.
Y'all hear that?
It just naturally fell in.
Y'all hear that? That was her. That was her. Let's see who we got here. Beverly Wilkinsburg. Hello, darling. How are you? Erica, did you get this other one too? I'm very cautious but open, and I'm wondering if that plays part of hindering myself, if you understand that. Actually, I do understand that. Did you get that?
I hearted it, but okay, I was waiting for you to reach the question.
Um,
Caution can be a hindrance.
yeah, because you're limiting yourself as far as your exposure, as far as your availability, because you are looking for this close to perfect situation to allow yourself to be vulnerable to. And perfect, you don't know perfect till you find perfect. You know what I'm saying? So way perfect, measure perfect. I don't know if that's ever actually worked. You know, perfect shows up and you just know it's damn perfect. That's it. Um, but I would absolutely recommend that you put yourself in a position to at the very least get comfortable balancing those different separate energies. So by the time you come to a situation that you can actually keep, you'll already be in good practice of being able to do that. Lynette Randolph. Hey, cousin, how are you? Patasha Walker, what advice do you give for starting a triad? The advice I give for starting a triad is have an amazing couple to start with. That's the advice I give.
And be open about that's what you want when you start.
True.
Go ahead.
You
got to be upfront about it. You know, everybody has to come in knowing that this is what it's going to be, as opposed to you deciding to be with one person and then they might not be comfortable with it and you spring it on them later in life. You need to let it be known up front, this is what I want.
Okay. I like that.
That's how we worked.
Yeah, very true, very true.
We came into our relationship knowing that we wanted more to our relationship. And when I say our, I mean all three of us, our relationship.
I was thinking about this a little while ago about how if I were someone interested in being in a relationship, in a polyamorous relationship, I would want to be the third. I would want to. And here's why.
Sorry, y'all. It was there. I had to.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this woman is crazy. Anyway, here's why I would want to be the third. I would want to be the third because I would be in a very unique position that I could actually see that if the people I intended to love actually know how to love. Oh, I just came heavy with that one. Pay attention. I would rather know that the people that I want to love already know how to love. This is part of the reason why we prefer to date couples, because we get to see the way other people love. We don't have to question, is this person well-rounded enough that they know how to deal with their emotions when things aren't as I think that's important to understand why I would want to be a third. And for anyone who may be in a position that you are entertaining a couple, I understand you want to build your relationship with that couple. I understand that. I appreciate and I respect that. But what I do recommend, again, just my advice, because that's all I can ever give is my advice. I do recommend that you watch how he loves her. Watch how she loves him, so you can understand how to love them. They have a lot of practice. And I've listened to the arguments in singles. Oh, I don't like dealing with couples because they got all these rules and I got to be this and I got to be that. I'm not talking about them people trying to control you. I'm not talking about them people trying to manipulate you into being something that you don't want to be. I'm talking about them people who are just trying to share some love with you. If you can watch the way they love each other and you can pick up some hints and you can incorporate that into the way you feel and the development of the emotions you have for these people, I promise you, you're going to have success. Because it'll make you more emotionally familiar. Don't be upset about the connection that the husband and the wife and the boyfriend and the girlfriend already had. They worked at that connection. Learn from it. Understand for yourself how you can fit